Alright guys, let's take one more stroll and see if we can make sure to cover the info and the bases that we need to cover, and that we haven't spiraled into and snowballed into a dozen other ideas. And it's okay to snowball into a bunch of other ideas and stuff like that. But in this video, if I haven't said it already, I'll say it again. In this video, we're considering that we are the controllers. We are the designers. We are the elite. I like to say this saying a lot, and it's a spin-off directly from a biblical passage. And, the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, are you the meek? Essentially, the meek shall inherit the earth. I'm not the meek. Are you the meek? So it's no coincidence, is it now? No coincidence. The meek have inherited the earth, haven't they? The ones that oppress, the ones that manipulate, the ones that will do anything for power, for physical, monetary, for property, to control this place. Huh? Funny if you interpret the statement like that, right? That's the meek, the ones who want to rule the earth. I'm not the meek. Don't get bound by this, with all due respect. And by bound, I mean there's always going to be opposition. Not just to you and me, but also to the nature and stuff. And to a certain point, there's going to be something that we're just not going to be able to do. Because that's how the power is, that's where the resources control is, and a lot of stuff can happen to the environment and to nature, and by the time we get to making it all happen and helping it and protecting it, heaps of damage will also get done. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to help and protect it though, right? Right. Okay. So, here we are. And in this video, what we're considering is that we are the ones who have designed this. This is our intention. This is our environment. This is our control. We set this all up. Not somebody else. And I would like to petition the people. And I would like to declare, and I would like to suggest, I would like to imply, the bottom line is, I definitely want us to consider that we should stop insisting that somebody else is more powerful, that something else is the one that had this plan the whole time, and that this has nothing to do with us. If you've reached that point, man, you're not even here. Man, damn. You want to also walk side by side? You want to enjoy? I gotta get you in. You gotta come in, man. You can't get in if you're going to sit there and you're just going to say that you're an illusion, that you're not real, that you're not even, The point is, you're never going to reach a place that you can't say that. Okay. You think you have good reason to suggest that this is all an illusion, this is all a program, this is all the plan of somebody else, somebody better than us, greater than us, more powerful than us, somebody who has more control, more technology, somebody who's not even here, somebody who's not even related to us. We're just losers, just suckers. Suckers. We're not even connected to this. We're not even real. right? This is sarcasm. That's all sarcasm, what I just said. Sarcasm helps make things colorful on the point. You need to pick up the sarcasm if you don't. But if you don't, from now on I'm going to make a bigger effort to let you know when I'm being sarcastic. And I'm never sarcastic maliciously or to be a jerk about it. Like I said, it helps to contrast things and stuff like that. Okay, but the point is, let me help you. And how do we help? How do we help? Let us explore the logic and reasoning involved, right? Because if you're telling yourself that this is an illusion, then you can say that about any point, any place, anywhere. Or you just hasn't thought about it enough because you're thinking that there's some magical moment where you know for a fact that it's not going to be an illusion. Really? But somehow you know for a fact that that magical moment is not right now. But you know, sarcasm, right? You know that you're just going to know. When you get there, you're just going to know. But for sure, this isn't it. For sure, this is the fake. Okay, so what's my point? What am I getting at with this type of sarcasm, or just at least, this contrast, or describing some of the mistakes we might do in our reasoning and stuff like that? What am I getting at? This is what I'm getting at. This is exactly what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is no matter where you go, no matter what level, what phase, there's always going to be a question or the possibility that it's fake, that it's a lie, that it's an illusion, that you're being fooled, that you're a prisoner, oppressed, whatever you want to do. You want to call it the Matrix, all right? Fine. Wherever you go, if you haven't thought about it, that's cool, and I'm a very cool guy. You know that. And I don't mean like Joe cool. I mean, I'm very understanding. I don't sit there and listen to ideas that may be highly unlikely and say, you're a fool, and here's why. We don't do it that way. There's no point in doing that way. At least for me. There's no point in being combative and stuff like that, because I understand. Sincerely, I understand. We're trying, we're exploring. It's not easy. To talk about these things and think about these things are not easy. And I'm very compassionate about that. I mean, we spend most of our lives trying to survive, trying to put food on our table. We don't have, it's a privilege. And it's difficult to be able to take all that time, or to be able to find any time to explore terms, semantics, things like that, right? All right, so we need to start understanding that when you say that something is an illusion, when you say that something is a simulation, okay, that it's not real, we're all being programmed, or this is all a program, we need to understand now that once that's the path that you're going on, okay, once that's the line of reasoning that you want to explore, we need to understand that we can say that about any point in time, at any point in level. Since this is all an illusion, right? Death isn't the great big thing that's going to open your eyes that it's not an illusion, right? You believe it's an illusion. So right to the point of death, you're going to believe death is part of the program, right? So you can't rely on death. You can't think, oh, well, look, I'm feeling pain and I'm dying, and you know what? It turns out that that's convinced me I was wrong, and it's not all an illusion, I'm dying. Ugh. No. I mean, some people probably do reach that moment. But the point is, I mean, if you're steadfast and you're really considering the theory that this is all an illusion, or this is all a simulation and you're in a matrix, then death is part of that simulation. Death is part of the program, right? So nothing's going to change in your ideas. You're going to ride it out straight through death. And let's say one does go past the death. Yep, that's the dead tree. That's that really big guy. So let's say one does go past the point of death, and holy moly, it turns out that there's more. You know, fantastic. So now, let me be a little bit sarcastic in the sense of driving home a point, in the sense that whatever that next phase is, I certainly hope it's not like this. I certainly hope whatever the next stage is, it doesn't have any grass and trees and stuff, because guess what? The grass and tree place was the place you didn't believe. You didn't like it. You thought it was fake. So if you're going to get more grass and green, and you're going to get more animals, and you're going to get more people after death, well, you're screwed, mate. You're screwed, because you're going to go through another cycle. You're going to go through another lifetime disbelieving it. I've done some really massive programming for the good guys. So I'm going to tell you something really cool. The fact that you disbelieve all of this and you think it's an illusion or fake, whatever, it doesn't mean that there can't be great things that you can learn and build from and stuff. So that's the good thing. Here's the bad thing. Beautiful quote from Jim Morrison that I always remember. No eternal reward will forgive us now for wasting the dawn. And you're going to spend your whole life waiting for another place. You're going to spend your whole life waiting for a better place. Okay? Watch this. You with me, my friends? I know you're with me. I know you trust me. I trust you too. I trust that we're sincere. We're sincere in our questions, in our process. We're sincere in our doubt. We're sincere in our suspicions. And we have reason to be. And that's a good thing. It helps us explore. All right. So you with me? Here we go. Okay, before we go, I just got to get across this little waterway, and I got to get on the other side and stuff. I like the other side, the off-beaten path side too. So let's do that before I concentrate anymore and just wind up falling right in that water. Well, all right. I'm on the other side of the water. I didn't fall in. Thank you for bearing with me and staying with me on this journey. So let's get to the really good stuff. Let's get to some more good stuff. I hate saying let's get to the really good stuff, because that kind of implies like what we talked about before that wasn't good. Okay, so all right, okay. Yeah, I'm a New Yorker, so I can hype it up a little bit. I can add to the suspense. We could have a little bit fun. Good guys have fun too, and stuff like that, right? Okay, so I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to give you something really valuable, really great that you can take home with you, that you can take to the bank, man, that you can expand on. I'm going to make it worth your while for bearing with me, for exploring these ideas. They could always be stressful. Anyway, let's get to the whole point, okay? You spend your whole, well, let's get to the point of this point at this point. That's the point at this point. Yeah, so you spend your whole life, you spend your whole time here thinking that you got to do all of these things, that you got to do all this learning, and you got to do all this stuff because there's some other place that's the end goal. Okay? And I think to myself, all right, this other place that's the end goal, this other place that's better than this place, that's better than the illusion, the simulation, or even for those who are just waiting for, paradise, I like to say to myself, paradise, well, what's waiting for me at this other place? Love, happiness, you know what I mean? When you make a list them. When you make a list of all the greatest things that you would like to preserve, that you would like to have, when you make a list of those things that paradise would have, I look around here at what we have already right now, and I say to myself, well, all of those are here now. They're here right now. I got them right now. Well, then you say, and then I say to myself, this is literally what I've thought, and I said, yeah, but there's suffering here, and things can go bad, and things can go wrong too, right? And you can get diseases, and it's not permanent, right? You die, right? And stuff like this. So I look at all those things and I say, well, if this is paradise, if this is the reason why we all signed up for this, if this is the reason why everyone's coming to the physical, Because the physical has all of those things on the list that you think are somewhere else that you're going to get to after. And the funny thing is, when you do get to it after, you find out that here is where you wanted to be the whole time. You find out that here, in the arms of your loved ones, here, in the presence of your friends and your family, in the presence of beautiful nature, this is where you wanted to be. Is that not funny? You spend your whole life waiting for paradise or waiting for a better place. Everything's going to be revealed to you. You'll know it all. But you never thought that when everything is revealed to you, I'm not going to crush every process of it. When everything is revealed to you, did you ever think that what was revealed would be that here is the best place? And if you keep thinking that there's going to be this great wise spirit and bunch of people, and there certainly can, who are going to meet you over there and they're going to talk to you a little while before you go on your next journey, and they're going to say, hey man, tough one, right? And you're going to be like, what do you mean? And you're going to be laughing a little bit because you know they're right and you know what they're talking about. But you're like, what do you mean? You're like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You get over there, there's heaps of things you need to kind of remember. The whole thing about starting out as a child, a baby, it's really tough. And you're not the only one. Most people spend their whole time here not realizing that this is where they wanted to be. This is where it was at, dude. This is where it was at. This was the shit. And you spent the whole time saying that it was a simulation from somebody else who's an evil asshole. How fucking evil can they be if they fucking give you love? This much love. Let me tell you something. Your programmer is pretty cool. Your programmer is beautiful. She's not an asshole.